Hey guys, it's Fazi. Slayer13 asked me to make a video on my playthrough on my bases. Basically, this character has lived for almost 4.5 years. The game itself has been running for a little over 4.5 years. A couple of other characters have died relatively early, and this beast of a man, Travis Clarkson, has survived for almost 4.5 years and cleared basically every part of the relevant map, everything that is in the far outside woods. This here is my first base on the edge of Riverside, which I haven't been to in over a year, I think, in this playthrough because it isn't really relevant anymore. I started transporting not even most of the loot, like some of the loot out of there years ago into my next base, which I will show later. And basically the stuff that I've left there was too much of a hassle to even go and get. I have a little bit of sorting going on there, like metalwork, electrical stuff, and I mean you can see the footage. It's been more or less sorted out, but that theme will be stronger in the next base. So, while you're watching this footage of me basically just clicking all of the containers and letting you see what's inside, you will already see that I have way too much of everything. Even in this old base that let's say I took 30% of the loot out of there and transported it to my next base. I would say even in this base, let's say there were 100 Horde Knights or whatever, I would probably have enough resources to survive and kill everything. That's just a spontaneous guess by me. But yeah, just a little bit of decoration had been going on there. In this house, I read all the skill books, or most of the skill books, watched the early shows, like the XP TV shows and a couple of VHS tapes as well, but the VHS tapes are in the next house. Yeah, so now that I'm going upstairs, here's a little random container with tailoring supplies, little bathroom stuff. Most of the stuff that I've collected I never even used, like, okay, nice to have 7 bottles of bleach, but I'm actually not sure what you would ever need those for. And yeah, those are not all, but most of the skill books that I've collected and read. I would say a little bit more than half of these boxes are empty. That was mostly clothing and melee weapons, if I remember correctly. That's the stuff that's left, and a couple of backpacks and stuff, and all of the ammunition and firearms I transported out of there. And basically these are just even more weapons that I don't need anymore. I'm not sure how many sledgehammers I owned while recording this. I noticed that I had another sledgehammer in one of these boxes, but simply speaking, it's just not necessary anymore. Okay, now making the way out of the base. This is one of my favorite vehicles. It's a mod. Of course, I run a lot of mods in this playthrough. I've added more and more as the time went by. I've been playing this for about 1 real year, not all of the time, of course, but that's the time I've been spending on this playthrough. So, just opening the map for a little moment to show you where this base is, on the far side of Riverside, next to the bar, basically. And this, what I'm pointing out now, is the next base. I made a little cut in the footage here just to speed it up. You probably start to wonder right now what the hell you are seeing, because this is not part of the normal map. After several years, because I'm such a loot goblin, I got tired of driving around from either March Ridge or what's that other town called? I forgot. March Ridge and not West Point. What am I talking about? I'll edit that later. Anyways, I got tired of taking the longest way around to my base, so I chopped down several hundreds or maybe even thousands of trees and build the this road. So and this way trees will never respawn, and yeah, you're good to go forever basically. Same thing that you're seeing here, like the entire space where I park my cars. Um, I just didn't want to be bothered by having to do like maintenance on plants basically around my base. Um, the first idea was because I got attacked a whole lot of times at this base, and I wanted to get rid of the side blockers. Because in my honest opinion, there's almost nothing more overpowered in the entire game than trees. Because they can block, like one tree can block 50 zombies standing behind it or whatever. Like the number can be very very much higher. Anyways, just showing off a little bit of my vehicles, and except for this bright green one, every vehicle that's standing there is has been kitted out as a sort of emergency vehicle or ready to use at any time. I've been pushed back in so many places that I had to leave several cars behind for some time, and that's how I developed the habit of basically preparing several vehicles with enough food and stuff to drink. What I pointed out in the truck is the coffee with ginseng, which is, except for its weight, it's very overpowered. Like you can keep on fighting almost forever, depending on how much you've prepared. I have a lot of stuff prepared because I have way too much of everything basically. And yeah, that's almost all of my car collection. Like there's several more kitted vehicles spread out on the map, but I couldn't even show you everything that I did in this playthrough because there has been just too much time spent. This is a little archery target. I was pretty disappointed with the archery mod, I must say, so I didn't bother leveling that up to the highest level. What you're seeing here, the generator status, that the green radius is a very very handy mod, which lets you see exactly how far you have to be to certain things like the ice boxes and refrigerators to be as energy efficient as possible. So I could stay away from the space for 40 days until I had to refuel the like 2 of the 3 generators, but that's not even important anymore. I used to do a whole lot of farming, fishing, foraging, everything around the space, and I simply don't have to anymore. Like I haven't even started to show you the real food storage, despite all of the stuff that you've seen in the cars by far. And yeah, just take a look and witness my loot goblin habits. The flower patch that you've seen a little bit before, I've taken out of so many different neighborhoods, and I've a lot more stored. But you know, to be honest, after a certain amount of time, I just got too lazy to, for example, remove all of the floorboards that on the compound to lay down more flower beds. That's something that I just didn't have the energy anymore to do. Okay, so this is metal working space, of course, and car parts that you will see. Some more crafting stuff from mods that I've used. By the way, feel free to ask any questions in the comments if you're interested in certain things. Maybe some stuff that I forgot to show off that you saw, stuff that I didn't mention, like the little gnome army that I have standing there. Yeah. Like just in case that I forget to mention any particular interesting things, then please let me know in the comments. Yeah, okay, so that's the inside of the main house. If you know this house, you will know that there like originally were a lot more walls inside of it, which I removed after a couple of years because I needed more space, basically. Then the room that I'm nearing, not now. Like I built another like the armory. That's a whole different new building that wasn't there originally. That I just built onto it, which I should have built larger in retrospect. But in the end, it doesn't even matter because I have way more than I need of everything. Okay, this is mostly medical stuff. Like the bedroom is mostly random stuff that I never bothered to tidy up. Basically, as you can see, the beauty products and medicine, and then that entire corner is food and drink and other stuff to help with cooking. I haven't cooked in maybe 2 years in this playthrough, uh, because it just isn't necessary anymore when you have this much stuff. Like I'm sure that even if I didn't farm and just used all of the non-perishable food that I have in this space, I could probably survive for 10 years, maybe even longer. I have no realistic idea. Okay, so there's some more electrical stuff, more tailoring stuff, all of that, way more than you could ever need. The roof has been completely transformed, basically. And now you can see even more of the food and drink storage that I have. Most of these furniture items I actually stole from the Brandenburg area, which is the unfinished part of the map to the north, basically. And yeah, one of those gigamats doesn't have many shelves anymore. Let's just say it like that. Here are all the tapes and CDs that I looted. As you can see, I haven't even watched that many. I don't think I've heard a single CD, but goblins, goblins gotta grab their stuff, you know. Okay, then there's the topmost area of this house. I only built that fence because I actually broke my leg. That's the worst injury that I got in the entire playthrough, by falling off this very roof. As you can see, basically, at some point I had so much loot already, but didn't stop collecting more yet, and just put all of these containers on the roof and the lamps that I've collected. As I said before, most of that stuff is from Brandenburg. All of these ropes are basically overkill. You know, when I started this project, which I had no idea how large it would become, uh, most of the stuff I did for safety reasons. But to be honest, when my base was as complete and as secure as it was right now, there there hasn't been a zombie near this place in 1.5 years in game or something. I'm not even quite sure anymore. Just showing off these ropes a little bit more. Nothing's planted in the garden right now. One, it's winter. Second, it's not necessary, as I mentioned before. And yeah, and by showing off some more of these ropes, I can already mention that I've prepared a script and a couple more sections of gameplay footage for another video that I might be interested in doing in the future, which basically retells the story of this character. I mean, I've mentioned a few details here and there so far, but this character has cleared the entire map, or the entire relevant map, basically all of Louisville, all the other cities, Brandenburg, and I went deep into several forests and tried to kill everything. I have a little over 200,000 kills with this character, and depending on the reactions on this video, I'm strongly considering doing another video. This is my first video project ever. I've never done any video editing before, so despite not actually showing off that much stuff, it's taken me several days already just to look at some tutorials and get the hang of it. It's but I'm sure that will just start to get faster and faster. Now my beloved red ATV, you can see that's that's not all of the wood roads that I've ever built. This year, because I've been overrun so often early in the game, I wanted to have a retreat. First I just made a little dock so I could start fishing, and then I started building this. And I can see it a little bit. The bottom floor is made out of log walls. I hadn't played Project Zomboid in a pretty long time before starting this playthrough, so I was rusty, and for some reason I thought that log walls were better. As you can see, my energy started running out for different tasks in different times, basically. That's because that's the reason why there's no furniture in here. The top floor, the walls haven't been completed and stuff. Like, I have more than enough wood nails. I have windows stashed in some containers. Like, I could basically build forever, but yeah, not necessary, as I said. Yeah, I cooked a lot of fish on that grill. There are most of my traps. There are some other traps in the forest. But yeah, I could fill all the freezers again with chopped bunnies, but I'm starting to really repeat itself. Nothing is necessary anymore in this entire playthrough. Yeah, another somewhat crazy thing, in my opinion at least, is not the fact that I've built this one bridge, but that I've built 4 of these kinds of bridges in total, which I will show off a little bit later. Now the other ones look different from this one. There's a mod called build menu in the game, and I think a build menu is the reason for what I'm gonna say right after I tell you that little orange spot there is actually a sleeping bag, which is another mod. And yeah, as I was discovering this area on the river, even there were thousands of zombies in total, so that's why I built yeah, some of these outposts basically. Okay, skipping to the other side, and at that point I just wanted to show off a little bit of just how many trees I chopped down around my base. Why not necessarily while fighting zombies, but after fighting zombies, because I got tired of shouting and running around in the trees. Basically, I wanted to see every threat that would approach my base from miles away, and I would say I was relatively successful in that. Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to talk about the building mod. You have seen the high fences around my base. That stuff is like there are these high fences, you know, them from the gated communities and stuff, but you can't build them yourself. But with build menu you can, and many more other things. It's a nice mod. And but what I wanted to say was that I think since the building mod has been added, I can't build wooden floors directly on water anymore, and so the other 3 bridges that I built are starting with stairs. I think I'm showing off 2 of the other 3 somewhat later in this video. And I originally wanted to build another bridge, like I wanted to run from the first bridge that I just showed to the east to Riverside, build a bridge from there into Riverside, and later build another bridge from there into Louisville. But it's such a hassle. I couldn't be bothered anymore, basically. Yeah, that that place I was considering for a thumbnail. Still not sure which one I'm gonna take. But okay, on we go. A little overview of my current protection clothing situation, basically. It's currently pretty deep winter, so it's looking alright. I actually like winter the most because you're the safest in regards to the armor that you can wear. I had scrap armor for some time, but But that's too overpowered for me. Like, despite the fact that I survived for that long, killed 200,000 zombies, there were still many moments that were very challenging, and some points in the game I'm pretty sure that I actually should have died. Like, I've gotten lucky several times. But that's how it goes sometimes. Yeah, big collection of paint that I never used. Just showing off even more loot. Like, for the first 3 years in game or something, I took every gas can, filled every one of them up. I don't show footage of this, but most of the gas stations in the entire game have a generator and electronic scrap lying around it, just so that I would never run into any bad situation, basically. And yeah, I think that's pretty much about it for now. As I said before, if you find anything particularly interesting, have further questions, want me to show off certain things, I can certainly do that. Would be glad to get a little bit of feedback. And I want to say thanks to CampSlayer13 for motivating me, basically, to make my very first YouTube video. So thanks a lot. And to anybody who's actually managed to make it to the very end of this, here's the main reward, possibly, because we were talking about the big spiffle in that video from SQZ, which is also very enjoyable. Might link it. Yeah, these are the little play areas, basically, where most of the decorations went. It's not extremely pretty. Like, it's very cluttered. I should have spread way more stuff out. But at this point, as I said before, I really can't be bothered anymore. Didn't show off the armor yet. Not in detail, at least. And what is there to say, really? I think I should just let the footage speak for itself. I'm pretty sure that I have found every single weapon that there is in the game. Even from all the mods and stuff. Like that mega big micro mall, for example. Okay, there I just wanted to salute some of the founding father pictures. But yeah, don't you need 59 Mini 14 rifles? I certainly do. No, of course I don't. But the entire dormitory in March Ridge was the survivor house because of the annotated map. And if you've ever experienced that, like, that building alone should give you most of the resources that you need in terms of firepower for whatever you want to do in the game. Okay, but this video has to come to an end sooner or later. It's way longer than I actually expected it to be. But once again, for anybody who managed to make it this far, thank you very much for watching, and maybe see you another time. Bye bye.